fund from GoPhil has placed in a varieties of projects. It includes scholarship program, food response project, because during the pandemic, GoPhil is very generous to allow us to support some family that vulnerable or impact negatively from the COVID-19. Some fund goes to the scholarship program for higher education, and some fund, the majority of funding would go to support our personnel.
We are running a home for the girls, those who are deprived and rescued child laborers. So we were really having lack of infrastructure. I used to walk everywhere to collect the donations. And when Lydia saw all that, she said, how you are collecting donations? I said, this is the way, I walk hours and hours. So she was so kind, immediately, like whatever cash she had in her hand, she just handed over that cash to me. And she said, just let me know if you need more. And that is the way we bought tuk-tuk that we call rickshaw. And then my journey started in rickshaw. So I could reach out to so many people. That rickshaw helped us to rescue children from the labor.
We received several support from GoPhil at different times, especially during the pandemic. We received emergency funds through GoPhil and different occasions that have allowed us to continue our activities, because we have passed a very difficult year since the pandemic started. So without this support and the emergency support, we are not able to continue our activities, or at least our minimum services. But with this support allowed us to continue pretty much all the extension of the programs to continue supporting the communities.
We need some people who can do the job to ensure that our money is spent effectively and also transparency. So if we don't have those people, how can we produce a good report to donors? When I say good report, doesn't mean to make it look good, but to have a concrete report that represents the reality. Mm-hmm. And luckily, as I said, GoPhil is very open. Recently, we received funds from GoPhil to buy a truck, which can help us to, which would help us to administer our work even faster than before.
We were working in 25 villages we were running as a pilot project for the widows and poor women, those who are not getting government support of pension. Pension is a social entitlement from government. So when we started organizing these women and started working with the government, we realized that not a single time these social entitlement schemes were implemented for these women. And when, with the support of Go Philanthropic, we reached out to the villages. When we told women, this is your right, you need to come together. So more than 5,000 women came together. And then they formed their own strong union, and they demanded government that they need their rights, they need pension, and it is their basic right. And government had to make decision, and that has streamlined. The pension scheme was streamlined for the whole state because of our one pilot project.
About the non-financial support, we have received from GoPhil different support. So I would like to start with the capacity building, for example. We have received one-on-one personalized trainings in different areas. So, for example, we have improved the way that we collect our data and the way that we analyze and evaluate our data. So this is thank you to GoPhil, because we have received this area of building capacity for the area of how we manage the data of the programs. So this is a very important thing for us, because they pass us through the learning here to ASADE. So we are able to have all this knowledge and can use it in different ways to improve and strengthen our activities. So I can mention another thing that we put very importance in the emotional support that we have received from Go-Field, because as I mentioned, the relationship and the communication is very close. So for us, it's very important because having these meetings, it is for us like a recovery of energies and knowing that we are not alone in this struggle. So for us, it's another very important support from Go-Field.
So, help of Go Philanthropy made a huge difference in thousands of women's life. And we as an organization also, we got training from Go Philanthropy, training on advocacy, training on measurement and evaluation, training on how to see the impact and changes, how to evaluate yourself. So that gave us new vision in terms of calculation of our work and to see things differently. And that's how we are able to make huge difference in the lives of so many thousands of widows, homeless, single mothers, then women who have lost their livelihood. So we were able to make difference in their life.
Also can allocate some fund toward the capacity development for our staff to be more better. For example, in M&E trainings, we are able to attend some courses. We can bring knowledge back to the organization. And for me, myself, as a leader, when I was the executive director, I was able to upgrade my skills, which could see the ways to do things even better than before.
We have recently received this workshop through the network of Go-Field, of the partners in Guatemala. For me, it was a very tremendous, great experience.
And they also organized a visit to other organizations like Tara. They were supporting to see what they are doing differently. So I learned a lot from other organizations, which I integrated in my organization according to my way. So with very crucial support, with very small things, Go Philanthropy filled the gap. And that made this organization grow. And most important, with these resources, the children, their life became, they could live quality of life. And the result is, like many have passed on from this institution, but they have achieved good success in terms of education.
Go-Field has a network meeting where they host. So the partners NGO, for example, for me in Cambodia, there are several partners that Go-Field has, and some partners in Vietnam and Laos. So we meet each other, we share the lesson learned, we share best practices. This is so each organization can learn from one another. So Go-Field is unique because they come and listen and find out what we need, and then they would find a way how they can help us to achieve our needs or to achieve our vision and missions.
Go Philanthropy just doesn't give us like donation, but they help us like the board of director. Like any partner has some issues, even in their personal life, to help them, they help them to grow, to understand.
There is a different aspects why we believe that Go-Field is different in the partnership, but the way that they get interested in the organization, the desire of knowing more about the context, the inclusion of the thoughts and the feelings in the creation of the program, they are very participative in all the process to have the support.
For me, I feel very honored on behalf of PEPI teams to partner with Go-Field and to receive tremendous support from Go-Field.